CDC and a member of the CDC football team. Mary reached out to me and asked me if I could speak this evening about how football has impacted my life. Let me start by saying, deciding to play football was hands down the best decision I've ever made. One day, driving home from the ski hill with my friend and my mother decided to mention something about football, which sparked a discussion between me, my friend, and my mother. From there, I decided I would like to take up football. In the spring of 2012, I showed up at the Cougar Dome for my first ever practice. As soon as I walked onto the turf, I was hit with a huge rush of nerves. I was the smallest person on the field, and everyone was much bigger. I quickly started to love the game. My first ever game was 6-a-side against the Bedford Saints. As I lined up for my first ever play, I got very nervous as I was tiny compared to everyone else on the other team. That spring, I went from running back to offensive line to receiver. Receiver was my favorite position by far. After a couple of games, I settled in and started to play with ease, and that is when I started to love the game. The summer before I started grade 8, I started playing with the Freightliners. Everyone welcomed me and the other new guys and made us feel as though we had played before. At practice, I started to meet all the players. After the first couple weeks of practice, I had felt as if I was part of a new family. Everyone was so nice and supportive. That year I played receiver, and it was so much fun. I have played receiver ever since. My first year went well, learning all about the game and meeting new friends. After our season was finished, I could not wait to get back on the field. The following year, I came back to my final year playing Truro minor football. That year, our team became so close that I felt as if I had 30 new brothers. As the year went along, we finished the season with 6 wins and 2 losses, and we made the Tier 1 playoffs. First, we had to beat the Halifax Argos, who had beaten us in the last game of the regular season, to advance to the finals. We came out ready to play, and we beat them to advance to the Tier 1 championship game against the Dartmouth Destroyers. Going into that game, we had done everything necessary to win. The Destroyers were heavily favorites in that game. As we warmed up for the game at Acadia, it seemed as if everyone was ready and wanted this game more than ever. As the game played out, we were in a very close battle in the 4th quarter. We were winning by 7, and our defense was on the field with no time left. As Dartmouth threw the ball in the air, our whole team watched it. They caught the ball and started running before our defense tackled them short of the touchdown. We had won the championship. The whole team felt as if we were on top of the world. We had just knocked off the favorites to win the championship. The next 3 years, I went on to play CEC, where I had some of my most fun playing football. Deciding to play football was easily the best decision of my life. I've learned many valuable lessons from it that will help me through life. Football has taught me to never give up. Playing football, I was one of the smallest guys on the field, and everyone told me that. When I would line up against another guy on the other team, they would always let me know that I am much shorter than them. When they said that to me, it gave me extra motivation to go out and work harder and beat them. I would always give 110% throughout the game against whoever I was lined up to, so they didn't have an easy task. I always put the team first when I was playing, because that is who I play for. If I ever mess up a play, it hurts the whole team. Football is a 12-man game, and if one person doesn't do their job, the play can be ruined. I have played on many teams, from hockey to soccer to badminton, and many others, but none of them have taught me as much as football. Football is the best sport on the planet because not only one person can carry your team, you need all 12 guys to do the job for your team to be successful. I also learned through football that my actions and behaviors do matter. Often I was faced with hard decisions on what to do. It is important to always take your team into consideration when making decisions, because you always want to do what is best for them. Through football, I have made many friendships that I would never have made if I didn't play. I have made 3 good friends as the Tide coaches, such as Jacob Shannon, Mackie Hart, and Isaiah Clake. They are really good friends of mine. After playing football, you make friends that become so close you feel as though you guys are the best friends and brothers. I was never the biggest or strongest player in football, as you can probably tell. I always had to put my best foot forward to play. I always tried to be the best teammate and friend I could when playing. Even if you aren't the starter who gets all the touchdowns, you have a very important role. I learned in CEC that even if you don't play every snap, you still have an important role in the team. Everybody on the team has a very important role. I wish that people would talk more about the guys who don't get the touchdowns, such as the offensive line, because without these guys, you wouldn't be able to move the ball at all. These guys never get enough credit for the job they do. They never score any touchdowns or make any big runs or passes, but they're the reason that all happens. If you ever have any questions about football, make sure to ask your coaches. You all have great coaches who want to see you do well in football and in life. If you ever don't understand, ask. They will help you, and if they cannot help you, they will find someone who can help you. Make sure you always respect your teammates and coaches, as they are there to help you. Now, I want everyone in this room to know that football is great, but school is more important. Always focus on school and make sure you put your best effort when doing schoolwork. Make sure you get involved at school, join a team or club. Even if you have never done it before, try it out because it may turn out to be awesome. School is the most important part as you get older, because the older you get, if you don't have good grades, you can't play. At CEC, if your grades aren't good enough, you cannot play on the team. So make sure you focus on school, because when football is all over, you're going to want to go to post-secondary education and get the job of your choice. Always make good decisions at school, because your decisions at school have a huge impact on your football. Make sure you always respect your teachers and do your classwork. Always make sure you make good decisions, because if you make good decisions in class, then you will make the right decisions on the football field. If you don't think football is for you and you stop playing, then make sure you get involved with another sport or activity. I play multiple sports at CEC, and I can't imagine school without them. Sports give you something to look forward to every day. Even if you're having a bad day, you always have the sport to look forward to at the end of the day. Stay involved with sports your whole life, because they make everything more enjoyable. Football is a brotherhood. You make some of your best friends playing football. If you have friends that you know that don't play football, encourage them to play. There's a spot for everyone on the football field, no matter how big, small, smart, or athletic you are, there's a spot for you. I think everyone should play football, as it teaches you so much. Football teaches you more about being on a team than any other sport I have played. Football is the greatest game, and any day you get to suit up and play is a great day. Always enjoy the game, because someday you will eventually play your last game, and let me tell you, it sucks. The feeling that you may never play football again is horrible, so enjoy every minute you get to play. Everyone knows about old man hockey, old man soccer, and baseball, even rugby, but it's not very often you hear of people playing old man football. Football has changed my life so much, and I wouldn't be the same person without it. I hope everyone here continues to play football and grow to love the sport, because there is no other game like it. Thank you.